Hi, I'm Kyleigh from Freedom Vans. Welcome back to our channel. We have another van conversion for you today. This is a Sprinter 170 4x4. You'll see from the photos in the video that it is a Freightliner. It's basically the working version of a Mercedes Sprinter. This van is for a family of 4 who loves to get outdoors. We made some special modifications so that they have room to store their bikes and skis inside of the van, all of their camping and other gear. And then on top, we have a couple of crossbars that they'll be able to store their canoes. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting in the garage space, this is where they're going to store most of their gear. I'll try to go over all of their storage spaces and what I would do if it was my van, where I would put certain things. I know we get a lot of questions about storage on these vans, so I'll definitely try to answer that today. In addition to storage, we are going to go over the power system, and then we'll talk a little bit about a bathroom. Not that this van has a full wet bath, but I'll talk a little bit about the different options for using the restroom on the road. Starting in the back here, we have their power system. This family has a 300 amp hour lithium battery bank, and that is going to run their exhaust fan, their underbody filter fan, their electric cooktop. They do have an induction one burner cooktop, and their water heater, as well as all of their AC and DC outlets. Over here we have the AC distribution panel. So this is basically like your house circuit breakers that you have for all of your AC items. On the AC distribution panel, we have a breaker for the inverter, one for the cooktop, and one for the AC outlets. In the very back of the garage, you can see their water system. They have a 30-gallon freshwater tank, and that runs to a 4-gallon hot water heater. So in total, they can hold 34 gallons of water. And we put that underneath the bench seat. We'll show you the whole bench and 2-bed layout pretty soon. In front of the water system, we have their pull-out trays. These trays can hold 2 bikes each, so they can take all 4 of their bikes with them. The bike trays have 500-pound full slide lock-in, lock-out slides, so they're pretty heavy duty. They can hold a lot of weight. So if they don't have their bikes with them, they can put a ton of gear back here as well. Over on this side, they have their hot water heater under here, some extra shelf storage. Their skis can also go on these shelves, and those will just poke into the cabin area a little bit. And then we have their outdoor shower. With a family of 4 in a 170 van, making use of the space and using the space pretty modularly is super important. They have an outdoor shower, which will be perfect for how they're planning to camp. And we did not plan a toilet into this van. A toilet is definitely a very personal decision for every person, and I think that everybody's needs really vary. Just because there is not a toilet in the van right now doesn't mean that they won't be able to add one on their own. It's pretty easy to get either a folding toilet, a portable toilet. In our personal van, we use a 5-gallon bucket, which has been awesome and such a good use of space. If you are someone who wants a full wet room in your Sprinter van, there are a lot of pros and cons that you'll want to think about before making that decision. But I would definitely hands down recommend a composting toilet. And we have a few van builds coming up that do have full wet rooms planned in, and we'll talk about those in those conversions. Okay, let's head inside. You might recognize this layout from our last van, the Lightship. The Lightship was actually modeled after this van. 2019 was kind of a tricky year to get Sprinter vans because they opened a new factory in the States. So we did a lot of shuffling with our clients in 2019, and just the way that it worked out, we had designed this van before that van, but that van was finished building before this van. In order to accommodate a family of 4, the big priority in this van was having 4 DOT captain's chairs for the family, and then having 2 beds in the back of the van while still maintaining lots of gear storage and a nice place to make small meals while on the road. So to get started, up front we have these 2 captain's chairs for their boys. These chairs are so soft and comfortable. These are by Superior Seats, so we will go ahead and link those below because they are amazing. We love them. On the driver's side of the van, we have their kitchen galley. We have a 1-burner induction cooktop, this very lovely faucet with a hose, and a nice stainless steel sink. What's cool about this sink is it's a really good size for a van. It's not quite as deep as some of the ones that we've been doing, but it's perfect for a compact galley like this. Under here we have the stainless steel Vitrifrigo refrigerator. At the end of the galley we have a flip up countertop, which gives them a nice large countertop space for prepping food. On the passenger side of the van, we have 1 more countertop. This will be great for prepping food, looking outside, or as a little side table for the seat area. What's nice about their larger bed is that they can actually sleep lengthwise. And how we did that is we added a bed extension. And then the lower bunk is a dinette by day and turns into a bed at night. Let's go ahead and show you how to set it all up. Next, let's go over the storage in this van. So we do have overhead cabinets. We try to be pretty strategic with the overhead cabinets because they do add a lot of weight up top of the van. So we definitely do like to keep most of our storage on the lower end of the van, and that just makes it for a much smoother ride. However, there are suspension upgrades and sway bars that you can add to help with that if you do decide you need a lot of overhead cabinets. So the way that I do storage in our van is that and we only have 2 overhead cabinets, which I guess 4 total because they're double tiered, but all of our kitchen stuff, like all of our food goes into one of the overhead cabinets, and then Tom and I each have a cabinet for our clothes, and that's all we really need. So in one of these, honestly, these ones are so wide, you'll probably be able to fit all of your food into one of these. And then your second one could be more for your extra kitchen stuff. So your plates, cups, travel mugs, anything like that. So I would probably dedicate this overhead cabinet to things that I need for the kitchen. When we were rewatching this footage, Tom pointed out that I really did not do these cabinets justice in the way that I was pushing them closed. We do put hinges on the cabinets that are soft close, so they close on their own. And I would love to show you how our hinges work. So our overhead cabinet, they're actually called lifts. They're not even hinges, but we use them in a hinge-like way. The lifts hold the cabinet doors open when you're in here getting things, and then they soft close. And we did put magnets on the inside that keep the doors closed while you're driving. The lifts are also adjustable, so you can control how quickly or slowly they close. Above the front seats, we have a headliner cabinet. And the headliner cabinet is so good for like soft goods. So what I do in our van is for the headliner cabinet, I put all of our extra blankets, extra pillows, all the dog stuff that I need to grab pretty quickly, and also like all of our big winter jackets go up in there. You can honestly fit so much into the headliner cabinet, which makes it so great. In this kitchen galley, we have a pull-out drawer. This drawer is going to be great for their silverware, any of their smaller stuff for their kitchen. And then they also have a cabinet, which is going to be perfect for all of their like pots, pans, larger cooking things. And then underneath here, they'll have space for their gray tank and a trash can. In the back, they have another overhead cabinet. That cabinet is going to be great for their clothes, things that they can grab from bed. And then underneath this bed, they have more space, more drawers that they'll probably put clothes into as well. As far as all of their bedding goes, they could either fit that in the headliner cabinet or go ahead and fold it up on this top bed, since that bed is going to be stationary. As far as all of their gear and everything else they need, that will all be stored in the back garage space. Something that we do in our van is on the back doors, we do have hanging shoe holders, and those are really great for shoes, but also for like all of your smaller gear, like your gloves, goggles, flashlight, anything small that you need. Another really cool feature about this bed space is that both the upper bunk and the lower bunk both have reading lights. So when they are not in bed mode, they have a really nice little dining area here. And the last thing that I want to talk about in this van is the paneling. Our two main types of paneling is that we either have wood panels or we have fabric wrapped panels. And what's really nice about fabric wrap panels is that it's a great insulator. It just really holds heat or cool air into the space, and then it also is a sound insulator. What we did in this van is we put the fabric wrapped panels in the back near the bed spaces, but then we went with wood panels with a finish on them so that they're nice and durable and easy to clean. We put the wood panels behind the kitchen space. So you have this really easy to clean paneling in the front, and then this well insulated paneling in the back. And on that note, the interweave fabric is super durable, so it doesn't get dirty very easily anyway. A cool feature that we added to this van is a secondary rear view camera by Rear View Safety. This van does have the factory reverse camera, but when you're driving, it's not on. So we added this secondary rear view camera, which allows you to see what's behind you while you're driving. I personally didn't realize how cool this feature was until I was driving over here, and I used the camera the entire time. One unique feature that we added into this van was, and this was totally Abby's idea, they wanted to have an outdoor table for cooking, but typically we would do that on the back side of a kitchen galley right here, and there really wasn't space for that with this layout. So what we did was we created a cabinet right here by the door with a flip down table. And this table is big enough so that they can set up a grill out here, and really it's a little mini outdoor kitchen. Let's talk about the exterior of this van. We have quite a few exterior modifications. Tom is really excited about this roof rack. In the roof rack, we have two inset 60 cell panels. They are both 360 watts, I believe, for a total of 720 watts of solar. One awesome accessory that we built for this roof rack is the crossbars to load the canoes and kayaks onto. These actually move, so one can move to the front when they have their boats up here, and then they move out of the way when the boats aren't up here so that they get full production from their solar panels. On the front of the roof rack, we do have an LED high beam bar, which is tied to their high beams, and it can be disconnected from the high beams also, but it's so nice when you're out on the back road to be able to flip that on and you see so much more. You probably have about 10 times the visibility. In addition to the roof rack, we do have a side mount ladder, which allows you to go up to the roof rack. I definitely would recommend considering what works best for you, side mount or the rear door ladder. The side mount worked really well for these clients because they are going to be loading on boats, so it'll be really nice to tie down the boats from the side of the van. You just have a little bit less side clearance, which isn't a big deal for driving, but can make parking a little bit trickier. On this van, we also upgraded all of the wheels and tires to the Relation Race wheels with the Michelin Cross Climate tires, which is a good all-terrain and highway option for tires. The wheels are really nice because they hold 3,500 pounds per wheel, which means in total this van can carry, sorry, not the van, but the wheels can carry over 12,000 pounds. Lastly, we did add fixed running boards to both the driver's side door and the passenger side of the van. And as you can see, there's still quite a bit of clearance. Sometimes people like to go with the electric step just so that they have full clearance, the step's completely out of the way. And the electric step comes down a little bit lower, but for me, I'm 5'5" and this is pretty comfortable for getting up and down. That is a wrap on this van tour. Thank you so much for following along. I'm really excited to see how this family likes the van. Unfortunately, we're not going to be adding the footage of their reaction in this video because due to COVID, we're not sure when they're going to pick up their van yet. Tom and I are hoping to expand our family, and I think that when the day comes, this layout would be really perfect for us. If you're interested in what our van looks like, I know that I've been talking about it a lot. You can check out our project gallery on our website. It's in there under Darth Evander. We will talk to you soon. Thanks for the love. Bye-bye.